My machine arrived last night at about 7 p.m. So I unboxed it this afternoon, and I know that some of you got to see that video. And now we're gonna do, I'm gonna do a demonstration and just show you all about it. Hello, Brenda. Nice to have you tonight. Yeah, it's a really cool machine. Hi, Tina. I've only used it 3 times, okay? And then I'm gonna demonstrate those 3 different ways that I embossed and cut. All right, so you can see what it does. All right, well, I'm gonna switch over to me for just a few minutes. We have about 1 minute till we get started. Hey, Terry, welcome. Good to have you tonight. All right, so yeah, there's a new embossing machine in town, and you can get your hands on it if you're a customer on September 1. Oh, thank you, Terry. I'm so glad you liked the video earlier. Hi, Gail. Now, if you are a demonstrator with Stampin' Up, you can order your machine now, and you need to order it on a demonstrator order. Okay, so keep that in mind. And it's available to customers September 1. All right. I know the size is really nice. So I do have some classes, some in-person classes this weekend. I have one on Saturday, and I'll be bringing the new machine with me. So some of you will be able to get your hands on this, okay? So far, Tina, I like it. All right, and I've used it like 3 times this afternoon. So hello, Carol, welcome. All right, well, let's get started. First of all, if you're brand new tonight, please say hello. Let us know where you are from. My name is Tammy Shia, and I am a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator. And I've been with Stampin' Up! For 12 years, and I always get excited when there's a new catalog or a new product. And so I'm going to show you a brand new product tonight. Hi, Laura. Nice to have you. Okay, I've adjusted my camera stand. Hi, Laura. Hey, Margaret. I've adjusted my camera stand tonight. Okay, so when I switch over, I'm hoping you're going to be able to see the machine pretty well. And it's small enough that I can kind of move it around and show you the front, the back, and the bottom, and all of that, okay? So are you ready to get started? I am. All right, so let's switch on over here. And so this is their new machine. You are seeing the very top of it. This is the handle. And the machine weighs 8 pounds and 1 ounce, okay? So it's about 8 pounds. It's easy to pick up and carry, all right? But it has enough weight to it, so when you're using it, it's not gonna move around, okay? So let me show you the bottom. It has the 4 grippy feet at the bottom, okay? So that'll keep it from moving, all right? And then look, it's got Stampin' Up! Branded right in there, all right? Let's see. So this is one of the sides. It has Stampin' Up! On it, all right? And if you flip it over, the other side has Stampin' Up! On it. I thought it would just be one side. When you receive your machine, it's in a big box and it's packed extremely well. So in the very bottom of that box, you're going to find your handle, all right? And it comes with this little wrench and a screw, and you just screw the handle in, and when it's tight and it's all in there, then they give you this little gray, I'm gonna call it a cork, and that kind of finishes it off. But that's where the screw is. And if you ever need to tighten up the handle, you just lift this off and just screw it a little tighter. Laura, what a great comment. I don't know how much the Big Shot weighs. I honestly don't. We should weigh it. But this one's 8 pounds and 1 ounce. All right, let's look at the inside, okay? Oh, good question, Suzanne. Suzanne wants to know who actually makes the machine. I know that the old machine was a Sizzix. That is correct. So I'm not sure who makes the machine, but I think Stampin' Up! Has the patent on it. This is the only machine of its kind. You will not find this in a big box store, okay? This is solely Stampin' Up! All right, so I hope that kind of clears that up. I did a little research this afternoon after I played around with the machine. Laura, I don't think you're going to want to remove the handle. I think you're going to want to leave this on, okay? I don't think you're going to want to go to the trouble of unscrewing it, because then you've got to, you know, remember where you put the screw and the washer and also the wrench, okay? So once you screw the handle in, you're going to leave it here, okay? That's a great question. All right. Hi, Chris. Welcome. Okay. So before I open it, let me show you what else comes in the box, okay? So you've got the machine, you've got the handle's separate, it's in the very bottom of the machine, okay? You're going to receive this, and it's going to be in a clear package, okay? And I'm going to show you all the pieces to this. First, you're going to get a pamphlet, okay? And it's actually very useful and informational. So I learned quite a bit today that I'm going to share with you, okay? That's right here. Now you're going to get a platform, all right? And I want you to notice that it has a number 1. And I'm going to go on, ladies, and zoom in a bit. So here's the first platform. It has a number 1. Now you're gonna love the number system, okay? Hi, Pam, welcome. This is another platform, all right? It's thin, and this is number 2. So this is your largest platform, okay? And then we have this. This is number 2, and you'll find out why this is so useful, okay? Then you've got your 2 cutting pads, and they both have the number 3, all right? And then we have a number 4. So all of these platforms come with the Big Shot. Now, you can buy them separately right here in the annual catalog on page 172. There's platform number 1, 2, 3, and 4, okay? So you know sometimes how our cutting pads get all cut and scratched up? These are cutting pads number 3, so they'll be easy for you to replace by purchasing the 2 cutting plates here, okay, for $11, which is what they were in the other catalog. Now, these platforms or adapters, whatever you want to call them, they fit in this machine, okay? And they are designed to work with this machine, and they don't work with other machines, okay? So let me look at my notes. The plates are designed to work with the machines they correspond with. Okay, so I do want to point this out. Later in the year, by the end of this year, the little mini, okay, this is the large one that I'm showing you tonight. The mini will be available probably by the end of the year, okay? Now, due to let's see, delays due to the impact of COVID-19, it's taken a little bit longer for this machine to get in the warehouse, okay? So this will come later. But what I want to point out is the plates that come with this machine that you use with this machine is for this machine. And the plates that come with this one are for this machine, okay? So you wouldn't take these skinny plates and use them on the bigger machine, all right? So just want to point that out. I read that in some of my research today. Okay, so I've showed you the platforms, I've showed you the guide, and now we're gonna open it up, okay? All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just tilt this so that you can see me open this up, okay? And that's how it opens. And look, they're Stampin' Up on the side. Now let's do the other one, all right? So if I open this one up, it also has Stampin' Up on this side, okay? So this is what it looks like when it's completely open. Now, I didn't measure this up against the Big Shot, so I don't know if it's the same length. It looks like about the same length to me when it's folded out, okay? This platform is 6 inches wide, okay? So I wanted to be sure that you knew about that. All right, you have a 3-year warranty on this machine, all right? And that's important because the majority of the time when you go to a big box craft store and you purchase their machine, there's no warranty. You might take it back 2 years later to the big box store and they're gonna say, I'm sorry, you bought it 2 years ago. But with Stampin' Up, it is a 3-year warranty, just like it was on the Big Shot. So I think that's really important for you to know that we have a great warranty. Pam, awesome question. The machine weighs 8 pounds, 8.1 pounds, okay? So it's not too heavy, all right? And I don't know what the Big Shot weighs, so unfortunately I can't really compare the two, all right? I'm gonna grab a sip of water and I'm gonna show you now how it works. Now, does anyone have any questions before we go on? Let me know. I'm now gonna show you how it works. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use this die right here. This may look like a new die to you, and that's because it's with the new Halloween set. It's called Hallows Eve Magic, I think. It's towards the back of the mini catalog, and it has coordinating designer paper, stamp set, dies, ribbon, embellishments, all kinds of good stuff, paper too. So this is the die that we're using. Hey Sandy, welcome. This is the die we're going to use tonight, okay? It's a Halloween die. You're going to see it again, you know, on Facebook Live classes. You're going to see it in Hostess Club because I love this shape. And there's also a smaller one that goes with it, okay? All right. So when I pulled it out this afternoon, I had to kind of figure out how to make my sandwich, okay? So the very first part is, this is the platform and it says number 1. Well, right here at the top, it says, place the die cutting edge down. That's the sharp side, okay? So this blade side you want to turn down. Let's see. Okay, so we're doing that. Now I want you to look at the sandwich, okay? This is the important part. Number 1, this is number 1. This goes first. So if you don't use your machine every day, you've got reminders here right on these platforms so that you don't forget how to build your sandwich. So that's a huge plus. All right, now in order to cut this die, we need platform number 2. So let me grab 2, and that's the skinny one. All right, so these sandwiches are different than what we used with the Big Shot, all right? Okay, so now we've done number 2, and now it looks like we need pad number 3. So I'm gonna lay this down, and this is the cutting pad right here, and look, you can tell that I used it this afternoon. I've got one cut on there. And so that goes next. Now all of this is on the platform, all this information. All right, now let's see. I'll just stick this in here, and then I'm going to layer this. Remember, the blade side is down, And then I also need number 3 again. So let me show you the sandwich one more time. So the sandwich starts with number 1, that's your big platform. Number 2, this skinny one. And then 3, it's showing you there's a 3 and there's a 3. So you're gonna sandwich the die in the paper between number 3, okay? Between those two. All right, so, and we're gonna make sure that our pads are even. That's always a good thing to do. I'm just gonna lay that there. Okay, and now we're ready to go. And again, I've got this handle, so that kind of hangs onto it. I am actually turning with my left hand, which I never do. So hang tight, okay? All right, and here we go. Here is our die cut shape, all right? And so that was for cutting basic dies. That is gonna be your setup, and your sandwich is right on these platforms. All right, I'm gonna go back and read some comments. Suzanne is asking, is the platform magnetic? No, it is not, Suzanne, but when the next month, beginning September 1, you're going to be able to order, hang on, let me find it, the magnetic cutting plate, and it's $24. Now, let me tell you a little something about this magnetic cutting pad, okay? This has magnets. It's a magnet sheet inside of this platform. So if you remember with the Big Shot, we would have little magnets stored inside the platform, and when it was like that, our little teeny dies would jump around, remember? With this new magnetic cutting plate, it's a magnet sheet under that platform. You won't see the magnet, but your dies won't move, not even your teeny, teeny, tiny ones. How about that? Isn't that awesome? So that is gonna be an awesome thing to order. I'll be ordering mine September 1 for sure, and I'm gonna order myself some extra cutting plates too. All right, so great question there. All right, oh, thanks, Terry. Yeah, please ask questions. I did quite a bit of research this afternoon on the demo website, so hopefully, I'm giving everyone correct information. Hi, Kathy, welcome. All right, Nancy's asking, will 3D embossing folders go through, or do we use these plates? And that is an awesome question, Nancy, because that is going to be the very next thing that I demonstrate, okay? And thanks for sharing, by the way. Okay, so, we have 2 different kinds of embossing folders. So let me get back to the embossing folder page so we can look at them. And by the way, it is storming here, and it's been storming since 3 o'clock today. We haven't had any trouble with our power, knock on wood, or internet. But in case this gets dropped this evening, it's because of the storm, okay? All right, so in the annual book, pages 184 and 185, you're going to notice that we carry 2 different kinds of embossing folders. We carry a regular embossing folder. This one right here is regular. And then we carry a lot of 3D folders. And when we talk about 3D folders, we're talking about those thick embossing folders that give us a deeper impression. And so the sandwich is going to be different for the regular embossing folder, and the sandwich will be different for the 3D embossing folder, okay? So that's what we're gonna do next. So Nancy, your question, just perfectly timed, perfectly timed. Okay, so what we're going to start with is, this is a regular embossing folder, okay? Now, you'll notice that these are the skinny minis, right? So you could actually use these embossing folders in our little mini machine, okay? And the mini machine will be out before the end of the year, okay? So you can use them on the mini, or you can use these folders on the standard machine. And so we're gonna use them on the standard machine, okay? And I'm gonna use this one. And here it is embossed in Calypso Coral, okay? And now we're gonna do it in So Saffron. All right, and I'm gonna be really honest with you all. The sandwiches are a little bit different, and I'm gonna have to look at the platforms to be sure that we set it up properly. All right, so we are going to start with, okay, here it is right here. Let me see. All right, this is the sandwich for the die cutting edge. And this is the sandwich for regular embossing folders. And this is the sandwich for the 3D embossing folders. So all three items are on the platform and are on the plates. So we're going to use this sandwich now, okay? Because we're doing a regular embossing folder. So we know we need number 1. So this is number 1. And then I'm going to use cutting plate number 3, then my embossing folder, and then cutting plate 3. Now over here it says using with standard embossing folders, which is what we're using. This is just a standard folder, okay? So 1 and 3 are my platforms. So there's 1. This is my embossing folder, and this folded edge right here, I want to roll through the Big Shot first. So if you can think about that when you use your Big Shot or your new Stampin' machine, you want to make sure that the folded edge is going to go through first. Hey Sonia, welcome. All right, let me know if you have any questions, and then we're going to finish up this sandwich. Okay. Well, now I need my plates 3, okay, remember? So actually what I should be doing is platform 1, cutting pad number 3, embossing folder, that's a standard embossing folder, and then the other number 3, all right? And then we're gonna roll this through. This time I'm gonna, this time I'll use my right hand. All right, there we go. And it seems to run through smoothly. You feel the pressure when it goes through, very much like the Big Shot. It honestly feels the same. Hey Sherry, welcome. There we go with the standard embossing folder. All right, so that was the sandwich. Okay, well now we are going to use one of our 3D embossing folders. This is called Cobwebs, and it's brand new. It is in the mini, and it's towards the back of the catalog with the Halloween products, okay? And so this one we're gonna use now. Now remember, this is extra thick, okay? Because it's a 3D. And so our sandwich is going to be different, all right? Hi, Amy, welcome. I'll show you what the spider web looks like. This is embossed in crushed curry. Isn't that pretty? So that's what this embossing folder looks like. So it's got all kinds of spider webs on it. It's like 4 different spider webs. All right. Okay, Brenda, do you like the machine or the embossing folder? Tell me what you like. Okay, now ladies, we're going to sandwich number 3, okay? 1, 2, and now we're down here to 3. Now this says this sandwich is using with 3D embossing folders. And I know that's hard for you to see. The print is small and the lights are reflecting on the platform. But this is your sandwich for 3D folders. And it's telling me that we need platform number 1 and number 4. Now we haven't used 4 yet, okay? So platform number 1 And then we're going to, this is Blackberry Bliss, and it's a dark color. I'm hoping you're going to be able to see the embossing once it goes through. All right, so then this is next, right? And look, folded edge going through first. And then I need number 4. And this is number 4, okay? So I'm going to line this up with number 1, just making that sandwich. This is a thicker plate, and I have another really cool thing to tell you about this plate when we're done. So I'm just rolling this through, and let's see what it looks like. Hopefully you can see the detail. It's a little bit harder to see the darker shades of cardstock when you emboss them, but there it is. All right, so that's the spider web. Brenda says, I like it all, just getting back into Stampin' Up again after several years. Well, Brenda, it's so nice to have you with us. I'm glad you found me. All right, so let's see. I had one other thing that I wanted to tell you, the specialty plate. Let me just check my notes, and you all can ask questions, okay? Oh, good, okay. All right, how many of you remember the blue plate that you could purchase for the 3D embossing folders, okay, with the Big Shot? Anybody have this? Was there anybody who meant to buy this and it retired on June 2nd of this year? All right, I have customers who have said, Tammy, I really wanted that and now it's retired and I can't get it. And so how many of you ever got this one? This was to use with the Big Shot and with the 3D folders. Well, I have some great news, all right? This blue plate that retired is the same thickness as number 4. And I didn't realize that until today. I read it in the catalog. So for those of you who never got this, okay, if you never got this one, it was $10. You can get this one now, and this is also $10. So it's the same retail. Yeah, it is odd that you can't see through plate 4, and I don't know the reasoning behind that, Laura. That's a really good question, but I don't know the answer to that. It's going to also tell you at the bottom of this platform 4, this is not a cutting surface, so never cut on this, okay? All of the plates have the Stampin' Up logo, all right? You won't find these in big box stores, all right? It's just with Stampin' Up, and it goes with our machine. Now, what about your old dies and your old embossing folders? You can use your older style dies and embossing folders with the new machine, all right? But you're not going to use these plates with the Big Shot. These plates were designed to go with this machine, all right? So I want to make sure that you're aware of that. Let's see. I'm going to look over my notes real quick. Oh, good, Tina. So you've gotten yours too. That is awesome. Let's see. I think I've covered, can you use plate? Let's see. Yeah, so you won't use plates from other machines, okay? I want to make that clear. The plates that come with this are the plates that you use, all right? Let's see. Oh, another really good question. This retails for $120, all right? The mini is going to retail for $60. Now, with the mini Stampin' Cut machine, it will qualify as Stampin' Rewards. And if you enter in that item number, you can get it half off with a $450 workshop. Okay, that's with the mini. With the standard machine, you cannot, it will not qualify in Stampin' Rewards at half off. All right, so I think that's important to know because I wasn't aware of that until I read the Q&A today. All right. Any other questions? I've got a few more things I'm going to tell you about the machine. But let me know if there are any questions out there, and I hope this is helpful. Okay. This machine is designed to cut a single sheet of paper or cardstock, okay? It's not designed for you to put in 3 pieces of cardstock and cut it with a die, okay? Doesn't work that way. It's 1 sheet, which is pretty much what you should have been doing with the Big Shot anyway. Let's see. Yeah, and the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine is designed to work with plates from Stampin' Up, okay? So you wouldn't go to a big box store and buy plates because they're not going to work with this machine, okay? Hey, Debbie, welcome. All right. And then the small plates in the mini machine, you don't want to use those in your standard machine, okay? All right, let's see. And you can, this is important too, you may have purchased dies or embossing folders from another company, and those dies and embossing folders will fit in the machine, but you may have to adjust the sandwich and you may have to figure that out on your own, okay? You might need to add a shim. Some people ask me, well, what is a shim? A shim might be a piece of cardstock to give it the thickness that it needs to go through the machine and give it enough pressure. Does that make sense? So you can use dies and embossing folders from other companies. That's not a problem, but you may have to change the sandwich, okay? And those sandwiches won't be on these platforms. Pam is asking, can you use the $5 rewards to purchase it? Pam, if you are a demonstrator, you can use your bonus coupons, I'm pretty sure, okay? If you are a customer, the machine is not available until September 1. As a demonstrator, you can pre-order. Something else to think about. Maybe you've been thinking about joining my team, which I would love to have you on the Be Creative Stamping team. You can actually put this in your starter kit. Our starter kit is $99, but you get to select $125 in product. So this could be in the starter kit, and then you could get it now. So Brenda's asking, can you do more than 1 plate at a time? Good question, Brenda. I have just done the different sandwiches that have been on the platform, and that's what I'm sticking with so that I don't break it, okay? So I don't know if that answers your question or not, but it depends on the sandwich as to which plates. And if you missed that in the beginning, you can watch the replay when we're done, and it'll go through the dies, the standard embossing folders, and the 3D embossing folders, okay? Oh, yes, you're right, Suzanne. Brenda might mean, if you mean more than 1 die at a time, yes, as long as it fits on the plate. That is correct. I think you're right, Suzanne. That's probably what Brenda meant. So yeah, you know, if the die fits on the plate, if you've got 4 things to cut and they all fit, cut them all at one time. Absolutely. Absolutely. Debbie says, I get mine Tuesday. That is awesome. It comes packaged very well. I mean, it's got like an egg crate carton in the bottom and one on the top, and everything is wrapped. So it ships very well. Let's see. And I just want to remind you about that 3-year warranty, okay? Which is awesome. You know, you've got a $120 investment. And if something should happen with the machine that's not your fault, then Stampin' Up! Will guarantee that, okay? Can you do more than 1 design at a time? Do you mean embossing folder or die, Brenda? I think you're talking about the dies. And you can do different ones. Let's see. Laura has asked a really good question. Like the new magnetic plate, can I use this magnetic plate on the Big Shot? Laura, you can try it, but I don't believe these two machines are built the same, okay? And I'm talking about the inside mechanisms that we don't see, okay? And you're an engineer, so I mean, you probably understand that. But no, I wouldn't do it. I'm pretty sure you cannot. From what I read today, only the plates that come with this work with this machine, okay? So you don't want to take an old magnetic platform from the Big Shot and use here. You could break your machine, and Stampin' Up! Will not warrant that, okay? So yeah, so keep the platforms and stuff. Keep them the same for your machines, okay? I know, Terry, the 3-year warranty, I mean, you can walk into a big box store, get absolutely no help, you know, with how to build the sandwiches or how to work the machine, walk out of there, and if it breaks, too bad, there's no warranty. And that's the one thing that Stampin' Up! Does have, and we used to have it on the Big Shot too. So I'm very proud of that the company does do that. So, and it comes with this nice little guide, and it's worth reading, and you can tell about all the different things, you know, that I highlighted today that I wanted to be sure that you knew about. So, it packs up easily. It just closes, just like that. And you're going to hear like a little snap. And then here's one. And you're going to hear that snap, okay? And then do you see this little indentation, which I didn't even show you? See that? Your thumb can go there and pull it down like that. All right.